Hello everybody and welcome to episode 55 of the This Old Knit podcast. I am your host Nina, otherwise known as Ine on Ravelry, Instagram, and Pinterest, and you can find show notes for this episode on the episode thread of the This Old Knit podcast. So I actually did write out show notes for last week and I just didn't get them typed in to the thread, but I will make sure that I get those typed in, and then I will also type in for this week's episode. So if you want to know where anything was from last week, then you can check back in the old episode thread to find that. So I actually do have my notebook up here for this week, and I usually write my show notes in this guy right here. And the reason I have it is because I drew for the winners of our Doctor Who cowl. So that just finished up the last day of June. So see, sometimes I fancy it up a little bit and I write out the show notes. So I just drew from the chatter thread because I did not set up an FO's thread. And typically, even if I do set up an FO's thread, I let people enter their WIPs because it's more important to me to have you participating in the cowl than it is for me to have you finish it. I certainly can't finish items within 1 month's time usually, so I don't expect that of anyone else either. So, yeah, I just drew from the thread and then I draw again if I draw myself. And so the two people that won, I have two prizes actually, because my mom, who is Bethy Lou Who on Ravelry and Instagram, so graciously donated a set of stitch markers that are Doctor Who themed as well. So we have a prize from the lovely Sarah from the Love Sock Wool podcast, and then a prize from my mom. So the first winner that I drew is Mookie Moo 1974, who is Stacy on Ravelry, and she won the lovely sheepy bag from the Love Sock Wool podcast. It has Sarah's signature bottle cap that's a Progress Keeper, and then a very nice clippy handle, and it is sheep that are knitting with glasses. And this is a nice sized bag, so I have been keeping my shawl project in mind. I actually switched from my Woolen Vine Yarns project bag because my shawl was way too big for that now. So I hope you enjoy that, Stacy. Please get in contact with me. You have 4 weeks from this podcast date to contact me, and if you don't, then I'll draw a new winner from the thread. So congratulations to Stacy. And then my second winner, who won the lovely stitch markers, and I should have gotten them out, I'm so sorry.
Mom, where did you put the tablet?
I didn't put it anywhere.
But it was in my bed.
No, you took it downstairs. You had it on the pub table when you were watching stuff with Bubby. See, it's probably downstairs somewhere.
But no, I can't find it.
Go ask Daddy.
I did ask him.
Okay, well then you're going to have to figure it out, sweetie. I don't know. I did not move it anywhere. I'm pretty sure it's downstairs.
It's not in the note.
Yeah, I think it's downstairs. You took it down there. That's the last place you had it.
It's not on the pub table.
Okay, then Joshua probably carried it somewhere. Why don't you look in the dining room, the bedroom? There's lots of places that you could look for it. Sorry, honey, I didn't.
I have to do it while the pizza is still hot.
Okay.
Daddy gave me some microwaved pizza.
Oh, okay. Yep.
I don't like my pizza cold.
Okay. Okay. So these lovely stitch markers, I'm so sorry, I'm totally disorganized today, are from, where's the Etsy shop? Firestorm Creations. Did she give me a business card? Oh, she did not give me a business card. So, sorry, I don't have a business card for this Etsy shop to show you. but it is Firestorm Creations on Etsy. And they are little polymer stitch markers. So there's a Cyberman, a Dalek, watch, sonic screwdriver, TARDIS, and a bow tie. And the winner of these delightful stitch markers is Elmi Cole, who is Linda. So congratulations to both the winners. As I said, please contact me on Ravelry and I will get your packages out to you. So congratulations to our winners and thank you to everybody for participating. I did not finish anything. This could probably be due to the fact that I cast on a million things and I worked on everything. And I have to admit that I got a little bit burned out on knitting on all blue projects. So I was knitting on my Bow Ties Are Cool shawl, my TARDIS cardigan, and the baby blanket, the Stormageddon Dark Lord of All baby blanket, and they were all sort of the same bluey tones, and I kind of burned myself out a little bit on blue. So yeah, I think next time, if I run a Doctor Who Cal again next year, I almost said next fiscal year, God, I'm such an accounting nerd. Next year, then I will make sure that I cast on a variety of colored things so that I don't burn myself out. 1 second, I'm going to go off camera and get my tea. Okay, because I had it over there because Megwin recorded a segment and she shared a little craft, and while she was recording her segment, I was drinking tea and just kind of getting things ready for recording. And I don't think I shared that I finally got the Niagara Falls mug, but I did. So it's the Niagara Falls mug from the You Are Here collection from Starbucks. My friend Andrea got this for me, who I taught to knit, and then I also taught another friend to knit, and that friend taught a friend to knit, so it's delightful. And we knit quite often together at lunchtime. So she got this mug for me, and I owe her for that mug actually, and she hasn't told me how much I owe her yet, but I said I could also pay her in yarn if she so desires. So the cal that we have going on right now is the Knitting or Crocheting from Books cal. I opened it up a little bit more since last time that I recorded to include magazines or like small periodicals like Pom Pom Quarterly, stuff like that. Just because I also have a lot of those lying around, and a lot of people had said that they wanted to include those because those get neglected as well as books, and it seemed in the spirit of the thing. So magazines or books or periodicals like that all count, and it's essentially just knit something from, knit or crochet, sorry, just assume when I say knit that I am also including crochet. And if it's something where it's like just a normal cal, a themed cal, it also would include spinning. So like our Doctor Who cal actually included spinning as well. But for this one, since you can't really spin anything from a book, it's just going to be knitting or crocheting. So yeah, that started the 1st of July. It's going to run through the whole month of July. And again, like I said, sorry, my left ear is ringing a little bit. Joshua has a bit of a cold and kind of sinusy stuff and a little low-grade fever. So we've all sort of had just a little bit of general stuffiness, but it's not too bad. I'm not even medicating for it. But my left ear is, whenever I get sick, that's the one that kind of wonks out. So if I'm doing that, it's because my ear is ringing from my own voice reverberating in my ear. So yeah, just the month of July, enjoy knitting from your library, and anything counts, any object, doesn't matter about the size or anything like that, just enjoy your library. So I have not quite decided what I'm going to knit yet, but I have a couple of possibilities, And there's a different possibility that I had been trying to find this book and I was able to find it. So I will show it to you a little bit later because it's behind me. And I'm going to maybe knit with one of my old sweater quantities of yarn. So without further ado, I will jump into my whips and show you guys what I've been working on. So first thing, obviously, is my Bow Ties Are Cool shawl from Jenny Santo Pietro, and I'm sure I'm way overpronouncing her name. I think she's a lovely handmade life on Instagram. She actually has commented a few times on my shawl and started following me, so thank you, Jenny. I appreciate that. So it is really long now. And I'm on the final clue on the border. So here it is. It probably won't even all fit in the frame. So this part you saw. But then going up through the clues. Got my wibbly wobbly timey wimey bow ties done. And then I'm working on this lace border, which is the old shale lace pattern. This is going to be gigantic. It's not even blocked yet, and it covers my entire torso. Like, this is down onto my legs right now. So it's going to be very nicely sized. When I wrap it around myself, it'll still be a good length. So definitely a signature piece. I love the yarn so much. Kristen is just an absolute wizard with yarn. The speckles are fabulous, and I want a whole sweater out of the Special Snowflake. I want it so badly. Thinking about ordering a custom sweater quantity when it gets closer to Christmas, because I think that would be beautiful as a cardigan. So my two yarns that I'm using are Special Snowflake in the Volca base. They're both Wool and Vine yarns. And then Experiment in Blue on the Blitzed base. So this one was just a mystery skein, and I don't think it's a normal colorway for her. That's not the tag for it. It was even one of her old tags. Yep, there we go. So she occasionally has mystery skeins in her shop, which you can get them a little bit cheaper. They're just colorways that she's trying out, or they didn't come out quite the way she wanted. You don't know what you're going to get, but I got this, and I just knew it needed to be with my Special Snowflake. So, I'm really, really excited about that. I thought I was going to be able to finish it in time to show you guys, but I didn't. And I didn't want to put off recording the podcast to do this because I may not get another chance this week. So it is on a 60-inch cable. This is one I usually use for knitting blankets. And you can see it's like still scrunched up on a 60-inch cable. So it's going to be just massive. I did not have enough Special Snowflake to do an extra stripe for Captain Jack. I wanted to have enough of the Special Snowflake to add a mini to my blanket, and then I included a mini skein of it in a mini skein swap that I'm doing with a friend. So I just left it alone. Here's how much I have left of the Blitzed. It's about 30 grams that's remaining. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to get another repeat out of it, a chart repeat. Chart repeat is 24 rows, I think, and I'm on row 20 right now of the first set. So I don't know if I'll get a whole other set out of it, but the pattern is very nice about telling you the different places you can leave off. So I'm going to do as much of it as I can while still leaving myself 10 grams to do putting it in my blanket. So this is housed in my Lovesock wool bag. I did decide to keep the artsy lady one. The reason is it just reminds me of Sarah, and she is a friend of mine. I consider her a friend at least. And so I wanted something that was more signature Sarah. So I kept the artsy lady bag, and like I said, it's got the nice zipper pull and the very nice handle. And this is a good size for this shawl. My bag from Kristen is also a good size, but it's more of a sock bag. So once this got ridiculously huge, I was kind of shoving it to get it in the bag, and I didn't want to do that. So anyway, that is whip number 1. Almost done. And then whip number 2, I worked on purely because I was stuck with a little sleeping boy, and I didn't have any other knitting near me. Not that I don't love this project. I do love this project, but I've been wanting to get that shawl done, obviously. So I knit just a little bit more on my penny candy tee. I think I did maybe 2 extra rows. But what I'm going to try to do is get it a little bit closer, because I've noticed that the lace isn't really showing up. So this is the Jilted Rose colorway on Kristen's Strassa base, which she doesn't use anymore. It's just, I think it's a 75-25 merino nylon. And it's a very pretty mauvey color. And then I have that in my bag from Mina Phillip, the Mina Makes Etsy shop. I think she's really not making bags anymore. So I consider it super special that I got one from her. It has a little kitty zipper pull on it. So I'm having fun with that project. I think that's the next one I'm going to really put time into after I finish up some of my other ones, and I'm feeling in a finishy mood. So whenever I feel like that, I gotta jump on it, because it doesn't come very often. Okay. The next thing I've really put a bit of a dent in is my sockhead hat. Doesn't really look like much, but I did put a dent in it. This is also out of Wool and Vine Yarns on the Blitzed base. This colorway is the Water Sprites colorway, inspired by a Gustav Klimt painting. I've gotten a lot of questions on Instagram about what this colorway is, so a lot of people like it. So Kristen, you need to dye it more Water Sprites. Clearly people really like it and really want some. There's the other side of it. And I could not be happier with how this hat is turning out. I wasn't positive it was going to come out like I was imagining it in my mind, but it totally is. So I'm very much enjoying it. I'm doing mine all the way up on 2.75 mil needles, so this is probably going to look ridiculous on my head because it's a hat. But you can see I made the ribbing very long because I wanted it to cover my ears completely, so it's all the way down below my ears now. And then it goes up all the way around my head. And then if I want to, I'll be able to turn up the brim. And I wanted it to be a little bit more fitted. So I don't know how slouchy I'm going to make it, but I at least am very happy with this. I'm going to make a great camping hat. And I'm thinking about using my Angry Orchard for some kind of accessory to go with it, because I think that is a pretty color pairing. So either a cowl out of this or potentially a shawl to go with it. Yeah, I think that'd be really pretty. It might even be nice to do like a 2-color shawl with this and with this colorway of yarn. I think that'd be pretty as well. I just have to be careful that I wasn't working this piece when I came to join this in, like if I was there. But I don't know, I think I might just work it by itself. It has enough like pinky, peachy colors that it would be okay, I think, to have it by my face. That's what I'm thinking there. But yeah, got a lot of progress done. I knit on this while we were waiting for the fireworks to start. So we went to watch fireworks with the kids, and I'm all over the place right now. And we walked a really long way because we live on the street that connects to the street where the park is that they set off the fireworks in. And we didn't want to get stuck in all the traffic when everyone's leaving. So we decided we were going to walk, and we put the kids in the stroller and we just took off. And it was a long way, but that's okay. It was good. We took our chairs, we set up, and the kids were a little bit scared at first when the noises started because they didn't realize how loud it was going to be, but then they were both on my husband's chair with him, and then they wanted a blanket over them, and then they were great. They were like, ooh, oh, the whole time. So that was fun. And this was the perfect thing to be knitting because it's just stockinette, so don't really have to concentrate too hard on it. So still lots more to go, but I'm loving whenever I work on it, and it's a great pick up and put down project. Still got lots of yarn, so I've got plenty to make it very nice. And yeah, if I have enough, I could even do mittens, maybe some matching mittens. We'll see how much it takes to do the hat. That is all I've worked on this week, I think. Mostly it's been the shawl, because I was really trying to finish it by the 30th, but I failed. I think if I'd had one more weekend in there, I probably would have been fine, but on the 29th, I calculated like how many rows that I had left to finish it, and I figured I had about 9 hours of knitting left, and there was no way. I only get like 1 to 2 hours of knitting a day, depending on if I can knit at lunch or not. So it just wasn't humanly possible unless I took the day off, and I could not take the day off. So I did what I did, and that's that. So I acquired a few things, however one of them is not here. So one of them is Pom Pom Quarterly for summer. I love that issue. There are so many sweaters that I want to knit out of it. So I went ahead and picked it up. They have it at Joann's, oddly enough, so go check your Joann's if you're looking for it. And while I was at Joann's, I picked up some TARDIS fabric. My intention was originally to sew a bag for the podcast for a prize, but I did not get it done in time because I, again, bought this like 2 days before the cowl was done, so I just don't want to rush myself. That's fine. I'll make a bag for me, and I will maybe make a bag for a friend. I got some interfacing to try interfacing it. So, and I'm going to try to make one with a zipper. See how that goes. So I think I got a yard. Yeah, I got a yard of it, so I have plenty to do. A nice size bag for me, and then a nice size bag for someone else. Probably like a half yard each. And then I got some white floss so I can finish my silly sampler. So in fact, while I'm sitting here showing it, I'm just going to put it in this bag because it'll get misplaced otherwise. That's in there now. So I can finish that. I wound up a whole bunch of minis. I've got like 4 different packages to send out. So this is the prize pack for the last cow. I got something for Coddington. I've got stuff for my mom that I was supposed to be sending to her. And I've got a package for Pink Hair Girl Knits, Sally Jane, which I had promised her for a while. Some washcloths for her charity, and then some other items as well. And I have a package for, oh, it's over there. For April, who's Pug Love in April, who sent me some lovely tea, and I need to reciprocate. So I'm getting myself organized, and hopefully I will get all of those packages out either tomorrow or Wednesday, depending on how crazy work is, because we are wrapping up our year, and so there's lots of stuff going on the first kind of week or so of July, the first business week of July. So I will be a little bit busy with that. So then the knitting from Books Cal. I have a couple more things that I pulled from my lovely bookshelf. And while I'm teasing you with this bag, it's not here to share with you. It's just full of my, this was for me, full of minis because I wanted to try to work a little bit more on my 10 stitch twist blanket, but I gotta get the pattern back out because it's been long enough that I've kind of forgotten how I was working the pie wedges. So I gotta check it again before I start working on it. So the book that I was thinking I was going to knit something from is this one, The Art of Seamless Knitting. I have not knit anything out of this book, but I like many things out of this book, and I would like to knit quite a few things out of it. So the sweater on the cover, for one, very my style. It gives you lots of great tips on how to incorporate increases into your knitting very seamlessly so that you don't see them. Talks about like course measuring, calculating gauge, stitch pattern placement options. So tells you like different places where you could put the stitch patterns on a typical sweater. There's just a lot of good information in here, which is a reason that I get a lot of my books. I get them as reference material as well as for the designs. So this cardigan is one I would love to knit at some point. I love this detail down the sleeves. It's very pretty. And they used a folded hem, which I think just looks so polished and clean. I really love that. And then there's some pretty socks in there too. This tunic I like. I'd probably leave off the bobbles. There's only a few bobbles though, so it might not be too bad. They're not inappropriately placed bobbles. As I said, the sweater off the front, I don't like that one at all. It's not my style. And then this one. So this one is the one I was thinking of knitting for our cow. I will probably just start it. It's pretty complicated actually, so it will probably take me a while to knit it. However, it is on worsted weight yarn, so it may not be as bad as I think. And it's just a textured v-neck top. So it's got all of the increases are hidden in those these little kind of lace panels, or sorry, not lace panels, reverse stockinette panels going up the side. I hope I'm not, no, I'm not revealing any secret sauce telling you that. That's just stitch techniques. And the back looks the same as the front, except for it doesn't have the V. So what I'm going to use for that, if I do it, is this lovely yarn. This is Dreamicolor Classy in the Gothic Rose colorway. And I have 5 skeins of it. So I've noticed that designers don't really write a lot of patterns with worsted weight yarn anymore. It's mostly fingering or DK weight or sport weight. But I do have a couple of sweater quantities of worsted weight in my stash, and that's why I thought this would be good because it's short sleeves still, so it won't be as warm. I did knit a gauge swatch, but I need to wash it because Dreamicolor Classy grows quite a bit. So, like I said, on my gauge swatches, I typically do purl bumps, the number of bumps for the needle that it's knitted out of. That way if you go to measure it, you can tell the difference. So there's 2 different needle sizes I was trying out there. And it's a very lovely dark wine color with little pops of kind of purple, navy, yeah, I really, really like it. And I have one skein that looks a little bit lighter. This one. So I'm obviously going to alternate skeins, but I actually have enough that I don't have to use all 5 of them. So this one I may hold to the side. I don't know. See, you can really tell the difference there. But I bought it so long ago. I bought it when I first moved away from the Bay Area. So here's all my 5 skeins together. And they actually came as a bundled set. They were all the same dye lot, I think. Does Dream Color Class even have dye lots? It does. Malabrigo's the one who doesn't have dye lots. So they are all the same dye lot. But, you know, even within the same dye lot, they could still be different. So it is 100% superfine Australian Merino superwash, spun and hand dyed in the USA, and like I said, it's worsted weight. So I think that will be really pretty in that pullover, and I think as long as I alternate skeins, there's enough texture and stuff going on that it probably would hide any like glaring color differences. So there's my 3 guys together. So I think the pattern calls for 100 yard skeins and 10 of them for my size. And these are 250 yard skeins and I have 5. So I have more than enough. So I think I'll be fine. Like I said, kind of excluding one. So that's my first book, Art of Seamless Knitting. Then the second book I'm thinking about is Green Gables Knits from Slate Falls Press. This is just a small book. I can talk, I really can. The sweater I really, really want to knit is this Anne's sweater. It is an open front cardigan with some really nice pockets that are integrated into the hem, and they have long ribbing on the sleeves. So I'm going to cover that up there. You can see that detail though. And it's by Joanna Johnson. That is the main pattern that I bought this book for. There's only, I think, 5 or 6 patterns in here. The other one that I might knit is this little apron, Marilla's apron. But I don't know. I mainly wanted it for the, like I said, the cardigan. So it's a reasonable little book. I think I got it on sale too, so it was basically the equivalent price of a sweater pattern. This one's really just a print out, so I'm not going to do that for the book, Cal. This one is actually one that I'm going to put in the Up for Grabs thread. I got this from Joann's at one point, and the thing that I wanted to knit out of it, kind of not really into it anymore. So it's a Linea Pura Lana Grossa pattern book. So if somebody would like it, I will put it in the thread, and yeah, you would just cover shipping for shipping it to you, and that's it. And then the other one I was thinking about knitting from is this Knit Issue 5 from Joe Sharp. So there's a couple of things in here. This is again like summery patterns. They're very adaptable. I really like that green cardigan. I love this blue sweater here.
Are you almost done?
I'm almost done.
Because I want to play with you too.
Well, I smell dinner, so I think we're going to have to go down for dinner in a minute. I'm really hungry.
Can we do that after we play a short game?
Or this. For this one. And that's everything I have. So that's everything I have for this week. So thank you all for watching, and I will put Megwin's video at the end for you guys. Okay.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Come closer
Bye.
so they can see your
Bye.
face, not just your hand. Bye.
Bye.
Have a nice week. Bye.
Bye. They're videoing. It's on.
Okay. Go for it.
Hi everyone. You can see I have some pretty things to share. This first thing is a really beautiful shell. It's really kind of like a snail shell, and it has an opening, which means a little creature lived in it once. Here are some of my rocks from my rock collection. This is a rock I made. Fire.
Is it close enough for them to see the parts?
That's me. That's my mommy through the window. And that's my little brother up there. Roar! And this is my alligator. And this is my crocodile. Roar! Yum! Attack! That's how fast real predators would attack. Even though a crocodile attacks faster than any other predator in the continent it lives in.
Okay.
What continent is that?
Alligators or crocodiles?
Crocodiles.
Crocodiles live in Africa.
They have the fastest strikes in Africa. Crocodiles do. Alligators are almost just as fast. Just a snip behind. I'll show you how fast. They're so fast, I can't even show you. My arm isn't even as fast as their strikes. You know how lions strike? They would sneak up on their prey. They would get into a high place and then jump on it and then knock it up with their claws. Like that. That is pretty fast, right?
Pretty fast.
It's as fast as my arms, but
Okay. As fast as your arms.
crocodiles are the fastest living creatures ever known. Ever. Even I can't even believe they're so little. That is just weird. Isn't it? I think so too. Roll. And that is almost all I have to show. Second thing, it is really amazing. And I just love it. I use these for walking a lot, and I promise I'll be very careful. This is a very big knitting needle, and I use it to play a lot. Like this. Nope. I'm 6 years old, and my name is Megwin. And if you forget my name again tomorrow, it'll be Megwin again. I keep saying that every time.
Okay.
Bye. Wait until next podcast. That's going to be Mom's.